horticultural sector contributes over 5% to Kenya's GDP. Europe is one of Kenya's key markets, but with the looming Eurozone crisis, this poses a major challenge to the growth of the sector. To cushion it from the losses, the sector is strategizing by venturing into new markets. Bringing us more insights on this is Anne Wambui.
Kenya's horticultural sector is one of the top foreign exchange earners and contributes 5% to the country's gross domestic product. Last year, the horticultural sector raked in 90 billion shillings. The flower subsector, which is a major division in the horticulture sector, contributed a major cut of these returns.
2012, we did a volume of about 123,000 tons, worth about 46 billion Kenya shillings, whereas in 2011 we done 120,000 tons, worth about 45 billion.
Kenya is the leading cut flower exporter in the world today. We have overtaken Ecuador, Colombia, Israel, but a lot of flower go to the Netherlands, but not necessarily produced there because they have auctions. We don't take anything to the auctions. We sell it in direct markets.
The festering Eurozone crisis, Kenya's main horticultural export market, has posed a major challenge to the sector due to declining sales volumes. The EU market, which imports over 70% of Kenya's horticultural produce, set new safety regulation for products getting into that market, further throwing a spanner in the works.
The EU put in new regulations in terms of the produce that is to go to their markets. And the new regulation was that any fresh produce, especially actually the beans, French beans and beans in pods that are entering the European market, would be subjected to 10% mandatory inspections. So then what we did as a country was to come back and be able to say, how do we address the concerns of the marketplace?
The production of flowers both is capital and labor intensive, but how long does it really take to grow and be ready for the market?
It has got a lot of parameters. We are looking at temperatures, we are looking at humidities and the greenhouse structures, but then if all these are within our limits, within our ranges, like temperatures at 25 degrees to 30, then humidity at 60 to 70, it will take us, from day one of planting, it will take us 90 days.
Players in the sector are grappling with lower returns on their investments, mainly due to poor marketing, but also due to international prices.
It's very expensive to produce flowers. They may be beautiful, but expensive to produce. But we would like to have higher prices. But so far, from Western Europe, from Australia, and from Japan, and from Russia, the prices are occasionally all right, except now Europe is going down. Therefore, we don't have as good prices.
If you ask around, a lot of people will tell you that the Kenyan flowers are A-quality flowers. You will hear that a lot of times. So we want to ride on that and to ensure that that A-quality is also accompanied by an A-quality reputation, if you like. And by this I'm talking about the means by which we grow the flowers need to be demonstrated as responsible growing of flowers.
Though diversifying to new markets takes time and a lot of cultivation for brand loyalty, the horticultural sector aims at exploring new markets to maximize the output of the sector.
All markets have specific demands, and of course growing new markets takes time. So we would really prefer working on the markets where we are already present and be able to work on the issues that those new markets have raised. But in addition, that's also a strategy we are thinking about in terms of also developing new markets as well.
Eastern Europe is becoming a very interesting market for Kenyan products. A lot of our flowers are able to compete with flowers that have traditionally gone into that market, specifically being the large-headed roses from South America. And our roses are complementing this somewhat, not to mention that some of our farms are actually able to do the big-headed roses as well. We have entrenched ourselves in the Japanese market, which, as you know, is a very demanding market in terms of quality. So the fact that we have got our flowers in that market and the demand is growing means that we have a good product. We are also hoping that once we have the direct flights to the Americans, we will be able to also export flowers into that market.
Flowers, which contribute 50% of the horticultural earnings, accounts for a third of the global flower market. Despite adverse weather conditions in the country, Kenya Flower Council is optimistic of a positive outlook this year.
The first 2 months of this year, we have seen a 7% growth in terms of volumes. But it looks like a promising year. We have plenty of rains, we have plenty of water.